Be not perturbed, for all things are according to the nature of the whole, and in a little time you will be nobody and nowhere. What if I told you that the right words, spoken with quiet confidence, could ignite her imagination and keep her thinking about you long after you part ways? Imagine this: a few carefully chosen compliments that don't just flatter her but spark something deeper, a feeling she can't shake, a fantasy she plays on repeat in her mind. This isn't about empty praise or cheesy lines. It's about tapping into a timeless truth rooted in Stoic wisdom, authenticity, presence, and emotional mastery. In this video, you'll learn exactly which 3 compliments to say that trigger this powerful effect. These aren't your typical compliments. They are subtle, sincere, and crafted to resonate on a level that goes beyond the surface. Stick with me until the very end, because I'm going to break down how to deliver these lines with the calm, confident energy of a true Stoic. Trust me, watching all the way through will transform how you connect and leave her craving more, long after the conversation ends. Ready? Let's dive in. Number 1, compliment her character strength and resilience. If you want to truly captivate her mind and heart, don't just compliment what's on the surface. Forget the easy lines about looks or style. Instead, zero in on what really matters: her character strength and resilience. When you recognize and appreciate those qualities, you connect on a deeper level that stirs something unforgettable. You're tapping into the essence of who she is, not just what she shows to the world. This kind of compliment doesn't just make her smile, it makes her think of you long after you're gone. It leaves an imprint that fuels admiration and genuine connection. Reminds us, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you honor her resilience, you're acknowledging how she turns challenges into power, and that's magnetic. You have to understand this: strength and resilience are not flashy traits. They're quiet, persistent, and often invisible to most people. But when you highlight these qualities, you show you see beyond the surface, beyond the easy to the real. This sends a powerful message that you value depth, struggle, and growth. She'll feel recognized in a way that's rare and meaningful. It tells her you respect her journey and the grit it takes to stand tall despite life's blows. And that kind of respect builds trust, admiration, and yes, desire. Start shifting your mindset to notice the moments when she demonstrates resilience. Maybe it's how she handles stress without losing her calm, how she keeps going when others might quit, or how she faces difficulties head-on. These aren't moments to overlook or take for granted. When you bring them up with sincerity, I really admire how you stay strong when things get tough. It resonates deeply. This isn't about flattery, it's about truth spoken with intention. Epictetus teaches us, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. So embody the appreciation for strength and let it shine through your words naturally. Now, how do you make this a habit? Begin by tuning in more attentively. Make a mental note of her actions, responses, and attitude during tough situations. Reflect on the qualities she displays: courage, perseverance, patience, or even grace under pressure. Then, next time you talk, find a genuine moment to voice your recognition. It might feel awkward at first, especially if you're used to surface-level compliments. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And the impact. It will be worth it. Here's a practical exercise. Each day, take a few minutes to silently acknowledge the strength you see in the people around you, not just her, but friends, family, even yourself. Write down what resilience looks like in their actions. This builds your ability to spot and appreciate real strength. Then, when the opportunity arises, verbalize it to her with calm confidence. You're not trying to impress. You're simply sharing an honest observation that honors her true self. Remember, Stoicism isn't about denying emotions, but about understanding their source and directing them wisely. Complimenting her character's strength and resilience is a way of channeling your respect into words that uplift and connect. It shows you're attentive, grounded, and value what truly matters. Over time, This practice makes you stand out because you're the man who sees beneath the surface and acknowledges the battles fought quietly. So take action now. Stop settling for easy compliments and start praising the power that lives inside her. Do this consistently and watch how she starts thinking about you in a different light. She'll fantasize not just about the surface level you, but about the man who recognizes and celebrates her inner warrior. That's the Stoic secret to lasting attraction, and it's waiting for you to step into it. Number 2, praise her unique sense of style or presence. There's something undeniably powerful about noticing what makes someone truly themselves, the way she carries herself, the unique flair in her style, the energy she brings into a room. When you praise a woman's unique sense of style or presence, you're doing more than just throwing out a casual compliment. You're acknowledging her individuality, the essence that she has crafted and owns without apology. And that, my friend, is what ignites fascination and makes her think about you long after the moment has passed. Once said, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Applying this to your approach, you realize that appreciating her unique qualities is a precious acknowledgement, not a mere formality. So here's the truth. Most compliments are surface-level, generic, and forgettable. But when you take the time to recognize something specific, something that only she could claim, you're sending a message that you're paying attention, that you see beyond the surface. This kind of praise isn't about flattery, it's about validation. It's about telling her that the way she chooses to express herself matters. Her style, the way she moves, the subtle cues in her behavior, these all weave a story about who she is. And when you pick up on that and speak to it sincerely, you tap into a well of appreciation that most people never reach. You want to be the kind of man who notices the little details that others miss. The way a color she wears highlights her eyes, or how her confident posture fills the space without effort. Maybe it's a certain boldness in her choices or a quiet elegance in the way she presents herself. Whatever it is, recognize it, appreciate it, and then tell her. You're not just commenting on what's visible, but on the energy and presence she owns. This shows emotional intelligence and a deep level of awareness, qualities that Stoics value and cultivate. Epictetus taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening is key here. When you truly listen and observe, you'll find countless ways to offer genuine compliments that resonate. Don't rush to speak. Let your attention sharpen. This habit of mindful observation is a game changer. It trains you to notice the nuances that make her unique and lets you deliver praise that feels like a gift, not just words. To make this practical, here's an exercise. Next time you interact with someone you want to impress, take a mental note of 3 specific things about her style or presence that stand out. It could be the way she laughs, the confidence in her stride, or even a particular accessory that tells a story. Then in your next conversation, mention one of these things authentically and with calm confidence. Avoid overdoing it or sounding rehearsed. Keep it simple and sincere. Watch how that shifts the dynamic. She'll feel seen, valued, and yes, intrigued. Remember insight that the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your genuine compliments aren't just reflections of her qualities. They also shape how she thinks about herself, and by extension, how she thinks about you. By praising her unique style or presence, you create a positive feedback loop of attraction. You're showing that you appreciate depth and individuality, not just surface appearances. So make it your mission to cultivate this awareness every day. Be intentional about what you notice and how you express it. This isn't about trying to impress with clever lines. It's about embodying a calm, steady appreciation that's rooted in Stoic mindfulness. The kind of praise that lingers in her mind long after you part ways, sparking fantasies and curiosity. That's the kind of compliment that works. And when you master this, you're not just giving compliments, you're creating connections that endure. Number 3, acknowledge her intelligence and thoughtful insights. When you acknowledge a woman's intelligence and thoughtful insights, you're doing something far more powerful than just handing out a compliment. You're signaling that you see her for who she truly is, a complex, capable mind worthy of respect and attention. This recognition resonates deeply because it taps into a fundamental human desire to be valued not just for appearance or charm, but for the substance beneath. Once said, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." When you engage with her mind and affirm her perspective, you're honoring this Stoic wisdom. You're telling her that her thoughts matter, that her intelligence enriches your world, and that her voice holds weight. But this isn't about flattery or empty praise. It's about genuine acknowledgement. When you truly listen and respond thoughtfully to what she shares, you create a space where her ideas can flourish. This kind of interaction is rare and incredibly attractive. It shows you value depth, and you're not distracted by superficialities. It means you're willing to meet her on the level where meaningful connection happens, in the realm of ideas, reflections, and insights. To embody this, start by tuning in fully when she speaks. Resist the urge to jump in with your own story or to think ahead about what you'll say next. Instead, slow down and really absorb what she's communicating. Ask yourself, what is she trying to express here? What is the core of her thought? This mindful listening allows you to respond in ways that show you're engaged, that you've grasped the essence of her point. Epictetus taught, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Following this advice helps you become a better conversationalist and a more magnetic presence. When you respond, focus on acknowledging the depth and originality of her thoughts. Say things like, "That's an insightful way to look at it," or "I hadn't considered it from that angle before." These statements do more than compliment. They invite her to keep sharing and exploring. They encourage an exchange of ideas, building a bond founded on mutual respect and intellectual curiosity. And here's the key, this kind of connection doesn't just flatter her ego, it awakens a desire for more. When you honor her mind, you create an experience that she'll want to return to again and again. To make this part of your daily life, challenge yourself to notice the thoughtful insights in every conversation you have. It's easy to overlook the depth in casual talks, but make it a habit to catch those moments where someone expresses something meaningful or clever. Practice articulating your appreciation sincerely and specifically, rather than defaulting to generic compliments. This sharpens your ability to connect authentically and leaves a lasting impression. Also, remember the Stoic idea that external praise should be rooted in virtue and truth. Compliments based on intelligence and insight align perfectly with this principle. They celebrate qualities that are stable and enduring, rather than fleeting or superficial. When you build your compliments on substance, you're not just trying to impress, you're genuinely valuing what makes her unique. This authenticity can't be manufactured, and it's precisely what sparks fascination and attraction. Finally, take a moment to reflect on your own intelligence and insights. Strengthening your mind and practicing self-awareness will naturally enhance your ability to engage with others meaningfully. Read, observe, think deeply. The more you grow internally, the more you'll be able to recognize and appreciate the brilliance in others. It's a positive cycle that lifts both of you higher. So start today. Make it your mission to truly acknowledge her intelligence and thoughtful insights every time you interact. Listen deeply, respond with sincerity, and watch how this simple shift transforms your connections. The Stoics understood that genuine respect and curiosity are among the most compelling forces in human relationships. Use them wisely, and she won't just think about you, she'll be captivated by the mind behind your words. Remember, the power of these compliments isn't just in the words themselves. It's in the calm confidence and genuine respect you carry when you say them. That's the Stoic way. Speak with authenticity, stay grounded, and watch how it lights up her imagination long after you've gone. So next time you want to leave a lasting impression, say these compliments with quiet strength and see the magic unfold. If you found this video helpful, don't just keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who could use a little Stoic charm in his life. And make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we're just getting started on this journey to becoming the best, most magnetic version of yourself. Stay calm, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next one.